Well, I woke up this morning to some exciting news that I'm going to share with you. I've become a member of Tracie Fox Creative Design Team. Yay me! Along with Dana and Stacey Merritt, also known as Two Sister Jam, you might know them as that. Tracie announced today in her newsletter that we are new creative design team members for her. So I thought what I would do was, the newsletter which announced it also had this freebie, so I thought I'd make something with the freebie as a wee kind of, this is the day it happened. So I've printed off, there's 3 sheets. One sheet has 4 tags, 2 washi strips and 4 tabs, and then there's 2 sheets of paper. And I thought I'd just make a little, I was going to do something other than make tags, but actually I think I'm just going to make tags and make a little kind of keeper for the tags. So I think I'll use this one as the front for the keeper. And I'm just wondering, shall I just fold that up there? I think I might just do it that way. If I fold that up, I need to make sure it's big enough for the tags. There we go. Let's start by folding up this that way. I'm just making it up as I go along. I thought I was maybe going to make a wee tag notebook, but then clearly I changed my mind. Let me think. I think maybe if we to put 3 in, 1, 2, 3, something like that. We make the front page kind of like that. Let's do this way. Right, I'm going to keep all these bits because these bits will be used for something else in the make, or if not, they'll go in the kit, in the basket for later on. I've got something that's not very straight here. This one's not very straight. Let's just straighten that out. There we go, that's better. Okay. So that's the base, and before I go any further, I'm just going to ink that up so that I don't forget at a later date when I come to the sticking. And I'm going to ink up both sides of it, and why I'm inking up both sides will become obvious later on, if you haven't already worked it out yourself. And I'm currently on a gathered twigs kick for my inking up. It's got a lovely greeny hue to it, which I'm just really enjoying with kind of spring vibe. Okay, so I've inked all that up, so I'm going to cut panels for 1, 2, 3, 4 from this bit of the other sheet. One and a quarter. So I'm cutting the panels slightly smaller. I do just want to shorten these three a bit. They're just slightly too long for my liking. That one's okay because it's the flap, but these ones, because they're going into the pocket, I just want them slightly smaller. I'm just going to take off just a fraction, just like that. Right, so I need to ink these panels up. Now, I'm sorry, somebody's just started up. I think they're getting a new patio put down, so I'm hoping that's going to finish in a wee while. While he's being noisy, I'm going to stick down these 3 panels. Need to leave that to dry, and I was just rounding these corners, hoping that the noise might stop for a bit. I'm thinking that I'm going to put a pocket with this tag on here, and then the other 3 tags in these pockets. I've just rounded the bottom corners with the smallest rounder because I always think it's easier getting tags in and out of pockets if they've got rounded corners. This will require some more decoration, but for now I just want to leave it open and let it dry and set, and I'm going to work on the tags. I'm going to start just by putting some coffee dyed on the back of them all, I think. Or maybe I'll put coffee. It has gone quiet. I've carried on because I want to get this done. I need to get this done today because I don't have time to do it after today. But I think he must have gone for his lunch. The patio isn't finished, so he's going to start up again at some time. So I thought the best thing to do was to just put you back on just now and get to explaining some things as to where we've got to and where I'm going, so that you could then I could then do the rest of music if need be. So what I've done is I've cut out using, this is an EK 1/2 inch punch, this is a Vanessa Creative inch square punch, this is a Vanessa Creative 1.5 inch square punch. So I've used those 3 punches to punch out some squares. I've then left some of the bits that were down the side. I'm keeping this bit because this bit is just fab, but these kind of bits, and there was some bigger bits down the side, I've left them as kind of rectangles. I've torn some of them up to give me some more faux washi tape. These are the 2 faux washi tapes that come with it, but you can just tear off the end of wee strips like that, and you can have some more faux washi tape. So I've got all these. I've also made and stuck a wee pocket on this flap here, so there's going to be a tag going there, 3 tags going there. What I've not done is I've not stuck these down. I should stick these down. So let me just quickly do that. I can hear him. I don't believe it. Surely he's not back again already. Now what I want to do is I want to take some of these tags, they're not, these aren't tags, these are just squares. The ones that are a bit kind of plainer, although that one's not so plain really. I'm just going to take a stamp. Ones that have got a wee bit of flowers on, I don't think I want to do. And maybe a bit of this, some of this washi tapey stuff as well. I kind of like that one. That one there can probably go. These other ones have already got quite a bit of interest on. I'm just going to stamp over these. That's not straight, Kirsten. Let's just make that straight. Must have been I know the whole thing isn't straight, but that's got a definite kink in that bit. There we go. And let me just, I think I'm going to just, does it matter? It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use this one. This is an all and create stamp. I quite often use for background things. It's called Elements of Nature number 561, if you are interested. And even if you're not interested, that's still what it's called. Elements of Nature number 561. I'm rushing now because I'm conscious that he might start up again at any time. Let's get these tags out. I've done my tags, and we've got one that's been done with the book page, one that's been done with a bit of address book, one that's been done with a bit of the square, and one that's been done with, where's the other one? Where's the other one gone? It's in here somewhere. Undo, there we go. That's just been done with a fabulous bit of coffee dyed. So let me just ink these up quickly. Okay, so we're going to decorate these with these bits. See, we might not want to decorate that one with much, maybe just putting a couple of bits of that's going to go on, but it's not going to go on yet because the first thing I want to do is I want to get a fine line of pen, and I'm just going to put a line over the edge of here. So that's very rough kind of stitching ideas. That's stitched onto that one. And I do it from the top down onto it because it's much easier doing it that way than trying to. And it is about it being a bit of a mess rather than it being terribly neat. You could make it neat. In fact, maybe I'll do this one. It's kind of a bit, and the next one I'll do neater and I'll show you the difference. I'll maybe do, I'm going to keep doing this one this way just now. And I've used a black, I could have used a brown pen so that it kind of brown. I could have even used a pink pen. Maybe I'll use a pink one to get a kind of some more of the pink or more of the blue. Should we use that for the last one? Should we change the last one of these to a pink? Let's get a pink. I could do one of them in each one. Right, and then this is a bit of the tape, and I'm just wondering if I don't put all that, so that's stuck down. Can we stick it up the other way? No, I'm going to stick it up that way into that space. So that's a bit of the full washi tape, so that isn't being sewn in. And then we've got these 4 tabs, and I need to decide going to ink them up. Thanks. If we're going to do it, let's do it that length. So it's sitting there like that. Needs to go in my next lace thing. Very subtle bit of lace. And then what I'm going to do is, should we use the pink? I'll just take that down onto there as well. to have quiet again. The guys next door seem to finish the patio, and then the new house builders across the way started, I don't know what they were doing, because the pile driving is long since gone, but it was like pile driving, so I've kept on going because I have to get this done today. I've stuck this tab on here. It's been stuck on, but I've also used an awl just to make holes across here, and these holes I'm stitching for a bit of, well, it's not real stitching because clearly the glue stuck it down, but it's a bit of decorative stitching as opposed to, this is the stitching that's holding it on. I just wanted to put a bit of stitching across the top of this one, mainly because, and I'm not even going to, as you'll see in a second, I'm not even going to tie it off because it doesn't matter if it comes, it shouldn't come out, it doesn't matter if it does come out because it's not holding it on. Let me catch you up with what I've been doing. Let me just put that away and put that back in its cork. I'll put that back in its cork, and I'll just leave that over there just now, rather than stretching. Okay, so where have we got to? Nope, that's come out of there. We have got to, I have completed 3 tags. I've put a wee pocket on this tag, this bit here, and oh, there's a little bit of ribbon and a bit of, this is the full washi tape stuff that I did with offcuts. Oh, now I don't know if you saw that, offcuts. There is some full washi tape in here, but I also ended up with some offcuts because I'd cut all these squares out, and so that's that. You saw that, you saw me starting to do these, didn't you? So that's one tag. I've got a tag in here that we have some different styles of faux stitching round, and this is a bit of full washi tape, and that one goes in this pocket. Oh, it's a wee bit tight, and I just gathered some thread along here, and this is faux stitching again using a purple Sharpie. I've got this one here with its faux stitching, and I put a little bit of lace under there. That one goes back in there. Oh, I didn't push this one all the way down. I should have made these slightly taller because they're just catching. Well, they're not catching, but they're just not. This one goes in here. Not quite finished this one yet. I've put on a bit of lace and a bit of the card with some faux stitching. I haven't done the faux stitching on this one yet because I'm still working on this tag to go in here. This still needs its faux stitching on the front here, and it still needs its bit of tape put somewhere. I haven't decided where that tape's going, but let's do some stitching on this one. We've used the purple, we've used the pink. Let's see if we've got a dark blue. We'll do some blue stitching on this one, shall we? No, I don't think we want a dark blue. I think we want a light blue. totally, shall we? Let's wait till that's dried totally. Let's go back on these ones. Now these are going to be faux buttons. So what I need is, this is Japanese screw punch. I need the tiny hole. It's called a screw punch because you punch the holes in them. And so let's do 1, 2. Got a wee creamy coloured button. A wee pinky button. And a wee bluey button. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to, if I can see it, it's here, so there it's there. And put that one on that one. So I'm going to go in here now. There we go, and there's that one and that one. I didn't put the paper one on here because this paper one was very blue and it just didn't go with it. I didn't like it on the tag at all, so that's why that one's just got a bit of fabric. But what that might mean is, I end up putting that tag on there, because actually that's not going to be terribly out of place on there. So let me think this through for a second. Right, we need to make a little hole for the brad, and I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use an awl, which will be quite sufficient to make a little hole for the brad, which I'm going to make about so that it's on the flap as well. As that might not be, you might not see it. So it's on the flap as well as on the tab. So that's halfway roughly. There's a little hole for the brad. And I'm going to stick this through here as well. So you've got the tab, the brad, this is the flap, and you've got the ribbon folded in half and going through that twice. Now I'm going to, oh, no, now I'm going to, now that's already open, so it's far easier to just do, because it's already been opened. I should have turned it around 90 degrees. Is that gonna, it's not going to cover it. Let's just turn it round. That was slightly silly. There we go. Right, and now I'm going to cover that up with that. Let's put a nice generous amount of glue all the way around here. And put a wee bit on here, just to extra secure it. I'm going to get and just put that on there. But do I want to do anything? I could fiddle with this some more, but I'm not convinced I want to do that. I kind of feel like maybe we're done. Because it was only supposed to be a wee make with the freebie. 1, 2. Okay. I'm going to tidy up and hope that the noise doesn't start before I've tidied up. Here we go. This is the freebie. This is the wee tag wallet I made with the freebie that was in Tracie's newsletter this morning. I used the tabs, page tabs, as this is for opening up this little folio. The tags, also 3 of them have the page tabs on. This one was backed with some squared paper, little bits of faux stitching on all these tags, little pocket here with a bit of lace, a bit of faux washi tape, and then inside here we have this tag, and this one was topped with a bit of fabric because it just didn't feel it went, but we've got all the faux stitching again. This is just a bit of coffee dyed paper, and this one again faux stitching, bit of washi tape here. This is backed with a vintage address book, and then this final one again faux stitching. This one's backed with a book page, and we've got some thread there, and this is faux stitching along the top here as well. And then the pockets are decorated with a bit of lace, another square, oh I haven't done the faux stitching in that one, that one needs some faux stitching on it, and then a paper button. So we need to put some faux stitching on here. What colour shall we use? We've used the purple there, we've used the black there, let's just use the brown. And let's just do some long stitches on this one. The long stitches take longer, I think, because you have to concentrate on keeping them straighter. There we go. So there's lots of different types of stitches in this little wallet for these tags. Tags, wallet, freebie. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. And thank you again, Tracie, for the freebie and for inviting me to join your design team. Bye for now. Keep crafting.